drip like coffee machine drip.
Yeah.
You know, really good. Like I enjoy it. Shot of espresso and then throw some hot water. What kind of coffee do you want? What kind of coffee do you want?
Just black, please.
Hell yeah. 2 Americanos.
Ooh, nice.
That's cams. Actually, I shouldn't be using cams.
You're right. I should.
It's cool.
I love it.
I got it and you done. I love the little flower, these tiny little ones. On the corners.
Yeah.
It's all very like Stardew Valley.
Yeah, it is.
Like
giving
1980s sprite sheet.
It might be loud.
Yeah.
Well.
Wait, no, like I think they're like behind our. That's what Abby told me. Oh wait, no.
They on?
You could have put a mic on that.
You can put a mic on that.
Everything they're doing down there. Really, like lots of interesting sounds throughout the day. Honestly, I should have put a mic out. I have a mic. I could have put it out. It's cool stuff. Also makes you just like really enjoy or like really appreciate just like sitting down like and like being still. So there's always shit going on around you. I always try to pick out the sound. I just listen. Yeah, and then I try to think of like, maybe this sound would be cool in another context, or I should record this and then make something with it, or I really like a rhythm, or like even like a harmony between things. I don't know what was going on earlier today, but they were doing some drilling downstairs and installing some electrical. When they like were doing like the drilling, and the harder they were drilling, it went like in stages through the harmonic series. You were like hearing like dun, 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 and like, you know, like through the entire harmonic series, and it was just like, yeah, I just thought it sounded cool. That's kind of the music I've been trying to make recently. Just inspired by moments like those. Yeah. Trying to get something interesting out of of things that were like we would consider ordinary otherwise, I guess, because we're so used to them and they're so baked into the rhythm of our lives. We just forget how cool and complex they are and how they actually like tell you so much information. They like tell you stories basically of what's happening somewhere else in the world or in your vicinity, I guess. What up?
You ready to do this?
Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think I'm ready.
Yeah?
I
We're
think-
doing this right now?
I think I'm ready to go.
Shit. Okay, let's do it.
My goodness. That was a journey. Whoa. That was insane what you did with the video with the controllers.
Yeah, that was fun, right?
What the hell?
Yeah.
I thought you were calling him sweetheart as well.
I can call you sweetheart.
You can call him sweetheart.
Yeah, so the first one, I have all these toys and bird whistles and this nose whistle that I really like. That I got shipped. I bought from somebody in Mexico. This one's like a dog, I think, but I can't really. Yeah. Yeah, and then I have these claves. I have this claves that I like create this like texture with. This little frog. Oh yeah, this. It's like I think it's like a mourning dove.
I love morning doves.
Yeah. These egg shakers. I also use my keys and these bottles. They each have their own like resonance. And these all go into my granular looper here. That's basically all the modular. The modular is just a granular looper. The other thing that I'm doing is I'm making some drones here on the OP1 and using the Norns with this script called Worms. It's made by somebody here in Chicago. It's actually super cool. But yeah, and here I have a couple of synths. It's like kind of like a pulsing thing going on. Got this. Whoa, it's kind of like wonky, like voice. That I solo with. There's what else did I use? Oh yeah, there's this like pennies falling texture that I really like. I use it a little bit too much actually. And then they were all running through here, which is super cool because I can like record something into it and then have it loop, and then I can slow it down. And it like creates this like big room, kind of like you're inside of the sound suddenly. Like you went from being like outside to like inside, and you're like, yeah, it's a really cool texture. And you can also go in the other direction, making something like more like light and twinkly and fast. That's sort of what I do on this side, and then This over here is kind of like my first experiment with something that I have been wanting to try for a really long time, which is a prepared guitar, or just some extended techniques for guitar. I put they were like Cam had a bunch of things from a like little metal trinkets from a picture hanging kit. And then I grabbed some of those and like I let them out around the fretboard so that they damped and created a little bit of buzz. And then I put these here so that they would pitch. They would give things specific pitches. And then this kind of here does a rattle on the lower string so that I can strike it and it sounds kind of like a piece of like a piece of bell, like piece of like junk bell or something like that. And that goes through the processing here, same granular synth. This is the prepared guitar, and I can basically like run it through the granular synth in the same way. Have it do some pretty crazy stuff. And then I have like more subtle things, kind of like. So that's kind of like the thing I have going on. Oh yeah, and then I'm running through some like digital electronics through the pickups. So these kind of have like I think the current running through the circuit causes some magnetic field that creates an electric field in the pickups, which creates a signal. I think that's what's going on. And that's how that happens. And then here, this actually has like a spinning disc. And the spinning disc, it has something going on that it creates an electric field that, when it goes through the pickups, it makes a really cool sound. And here's that sound. Here's the shutdown. Which is crazy to think about, that this is just like another one of those machines that you see out there, like the big trucks and the jackhammers and the HVACs. This is just another one of those, but you don't really hear it that much. Yeah, I think that covers it, right? That's all the stuff I used. How did I get into computer music? I wanted to... I don't know, I've always been like a music person, and I've always been kind of into math. My mom was a math teacher, and I did like all the math stuff in high school, and but I really I wanted to go to school for music, but I couldn't make it happen for a bunch of things that happened when I started school. So I ended up going to school for engineering instead. So, I knew how to code, and I was getting curious about, how the stuff that I could do with it. And I found the music tech program at Georgia Southern. I got to know the people there. I met Dr. John Thompson, who's like just an incredible teacher and person. I kind of just started learning about that world, and I got super into it. I started, doing weird stuff with synths and starting to like listen to just, weird sounds and machines and birds, and sort of, get an appreciation for sound outside the sort of like lattice structure that other music has. Um, yeah, I guess that is how I got into computer music. Yeah.
I never heard the full path.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I mean, I've always been into music and playing guitar, and I did a bunch of jazz in college and out of college. I played a little bit around here in Chicago with my friend Mike. But yeah, I've always been playing music, and from the jazz side of things, I've always been like improvising. So when I like sort of do these things, I try to combine the two of them. Try to get like sort of that like improvisational drive, and try to put it into this other kind of material. It's not like I'm not dealing with instruments and chord changes and language in the sense of like melodies and how they move through chords or anything like that, but I'm thinking about texture and timbre and tempo, and I'm thinking about more sort of like raw characteristics of the sounds, and sort of trying to organize them in time in a very similar way that you would do like in a piece of pop music or anything like that. There's still kind of like an overall structure. This piece that I played had 3 parts in it. There's this first part that kind of built like kind of almost like environmental kind of like soundscape things out of these wood materials and toys and keys and clacks and things. And then there was this other sort of more droney part that was kind of like almost like a little bit of a breath from all this stuff, all this rich texture that was going on. And then this other part was just kind of like craziness, like I'm just balls to the walls, baby, let's do it. Just kind of like I just wanted to see how noisy I could get with this prepared guitar situation, and because I really wanted to work with this hard drive. I thought it was like a really interesting process going on here, so I wanted to incorporate it. And it has like a very gritty sound, it's like a very kind of gritty drone. So yeah, I tried to like, it's like painting, right? You're like it's because stuff stays fixed in the in the buffer or in the canvas for like a little bit. So it's almost like you leave a stroke here, and then you go back, you look at it, and then you do something, react to it. You're just like reacting to things that you did before, and kind of like building an image out of that. And then there's like some scene changes, some transitions that take you from one place to another almost. It's a lot of that. That's kind of how I've been thinking about it. And
why the long format? I mean, like, what do you like about the long format? Like, I guess the continuous, kind of like a continuous song.
Yeah, it almost has it has like I don't know, it felt like it had like a form. I don't know. I think I kind of wanted the 3 of them to be put, to be like, to lead into each other. Yeah.
Yeah, to tell a story.
Yeah, I guess I wanted you to think about the 3 of them in relation to each other. Yeah. Then it creates like a dynamic, right? It's like this part kind of like creates all this energy, and this part kind of like brings you down, gives you a little bit of a breath, and this part kind of like brings that back up and like closes you out with like a shock. it's a lot of like puzzle solving almost. It's like you have all these sounds and materials and pieces, and you want to figure out how, what about them is interesting or what about them is related, and then try to, build like a cohesive story out of that.
And you have a feeling in mind when you make the piece?
No, not a feeling. No, more of a picture.
You have a picture.
Yeah. I've been playing with like old video games sounds and just ideas a lot recently. Just old technology in general, kind of, or trying to evoke that, in a with all these new modern toys. Yeah, because I've been doing a lot of stuff with, like, I showed you the Markov chains for the old video game music, like the old Zelda stuff. And obviously I'm using all these consoles to create the radio interference that goes into the guitar for processing. And yeah, a lot of these like soundscapes that I've been trying to make are almost like inspired by field recordings of my house back in Santa Lucia in Honduras. So yeah, a lot of it is like kind of like reconnecting with this idea of play, and just kind of like almost indulging on your whim on, a thing that you want to explore, like a sound or anything like that. And yeah, it's all kind of like colored in the sounds and textures of stuff that I like associate with, like, playing games when I was a kid. Yeah, it does. Yes, it does. It does make me feel at home. Yeah, no, and I quite enjoy making it. Yeah.
Whenever, yeah, I'm ready now. Yep.
Howdy. Wait, what was I supposed to
Here's Dave and this shared space episode.
You want to roll in? Is that your idea?
I like it. I think it's a move. Do you wanna? Yeah, you wanna do that? That's good. I'm ready when you are. We're rolling. So you have to say your name.
Whoa! Hi.
Doing great. We're gonna get this.
Let's go! Hello. Sorry. All this stuff is stuck to me now. I'm Hugo Flores Garcia, and this is Shared Space Episode 3.
Beauty. I love it.